If this video appeared in your feed today, I need you to understand that is not a small thing, because what just came out of this deck is not a general reading. This is a congratulations. Before the good news has fully arrived, before you can see it clearly, the cards are saying it is already on its way, and you found this today because you are the person it is coming for. Hi, I'm Liz. Take a breath. Whatever has felt slow or uncertain or overdue in your life, hold it. Because these 6 cards are about to tell you that the waiting is ending and something significant is moving towards you right now. The first card is the Ace of Wands, and I feel this card like a current of electricity moving through the entire reading. Because the Ace of Wands does not do quiet beginnings. It does not do slow, gradual, barely noticeable shifts. The Ace of Wands is the card of ignition, of something that has been waiting to move, finally finding its moment and releasing all at once. I sense for the people finding this reading that there has been a period of stillness. Not the peaceful kind, the kind that accumulates. The kind where you're doing everything right, keeping faith, showing up, and yet something in the energy of your life has felt stuck in a way you couldn't fully explain or fix. Like a door you kept knocking on without hearing movement on the other side. The Ace of Wands says the door is opening, not in a week, not eventually. The energy I feel from this card is immediate, a new spark entering your life, in a form that is going to feel distinct from what came before it. For some people, this is an idea, a clarity about direction that has been missing and suddenly arrives whole. For others, it is an external opportunity, something presented to you that asks you to step into something larger than what you have been occupying. For others still, it is simply a return of aliveness, of caring again, of feeling the future as something exciting rather than something to endure. Whatever form it takes, receive it fully. The Ace of Wands is the beginning of a sequence, and this reading is going to tell you exactly where that sequence leads. And what the Ace of Wands reveals about you, what makes this beginning possible right now, is the 9 of Pentacles. This card stopped me, because the 9 of Pentacles in this position is not just a good sign, it is a recognition. A specific personal recognition of everything you have been doing, quietly, without applause, without the validation you deserved, to get to this point. I sense that many people finding this reading have underestimated what they have built, not out of false modesty, but because the building happened in the middle of hard circumstances. And it is very difficult to recognize your own progress when you are inside the struggle that produced it. The 9 of Pentacles sees what you could not see from where you were standing, that you have grown significantly, that you have developed something in a skill, a wisdom, a quality of character, that is now fully ready to be recognized and rewarded. I also sense with this card a theme of self-worth that is shifting. The 9 of Pentacles is the energy of someone who no longer needs to shrink to be accepted, who no longer chases what should naturally come to them, who has finally, through everything they have been through, arrived at a relationship with themselves that is grounded and clear and unshakable enough to receive abundance without feeling like an imposter in it. You are more ready than you know, and the good news that is coming is arriving precisely because the version of you that is here now can actually hold it. And what becomes possible from that readiness is the 4 of Wands. I want to read this card slowly because it carries something I feel people rarely allow themselves to anticipate. Joy. Real, uncomplicated, this is actually happening joy. The 4 of Wands is the card of celebration, of a milestone reached, of something long awaited finally becoming real enough to mark. And what I sense in this reading is that there is an event, a moment, a development coming that is going to feel like that. The specific feeling of something you have been working toward or hoping for, crossing from the world of possibility into the world of actual. For some people, I sense this is relational, a commitment, a deepening, a reunion, a moment between two people that marks a before and after. For others, it is professional or financial, a goal achieved, an opportunity confirmed, a recognition arriving that reflects the level you have been operating at even when no one was officially acknowledging it. For others, it is personal, a private milestone, something only you know the full significance of, that arrives and makes you feel that your life is finally aligned with the direction you always believed it was supposed to move in. The Four of Wands does not traffic in subtlety. It is a card of visible, feelable, undeniable good news, and it is in your spread today. That is not a small thing, and moving towards you fast, with intention, with the specific energy of something that has decided it is done waiting, is the Knight of Wands. I feel a shift in the pace of this reading when this card appears, because everything up to now has been about what is ready and what is coming. And the Knight of Wands is the card of arrival, of movement that has already begun, of something or someone that is not considering whether to come toward you but is already in motion. I sense for many people in this reading that the situation which has felt most stagnant, the one that has resisted every effort to move it forward, the one you have almost stopped believing would ever shift, is about to surprise you with how quickly it moves once it starts. The Knight of Wands does not inch, he charges. And what arrives through his energy tends to arrive all at once, in a way that makes the long stillness feel almost impossible to remember once the movement begins. For some people, this is a person, someone who finally decides, after whatever period of hesitation or distance or internal processing, to move toward you with a directness that leaves no ambiguity about where they stand. For others, it is an opportunity accelerating faster than expected, something that was a distant possibility becoming an immediate reality within a time frame that catches you off guard in the best way. Pay attention to what accelerates around you in the coming days. The Knight of Wands rarely announces himself in advance. He simply arrives. And accompanying that arrival is the Page of Swords. This card, following the Knight of Wands in this sequence, tells me something very specific. Communication is coming. A message, a piece of information. Something that arrives through words, written or spoken, that carries significant weight for your situation. I sense this could be a literal message. Something in your inbox, a phone call, a conversation that begins ordinarily and becomes anything but. For some people, it is news about something they have been waiting to hear about. A response, a decision, a confirmation that something they hoped for is actually happening. For others, it is someone reaching out who has been thinking about them, someone whose name you would recognize, someone whose contact would mean something real. I also feel with the Page of Swords that information is coming that clarifies something which has been unclear. A question you have been sitting with, a situation you couldn't read properly, something that felt opaque. The Page of Swords brings light into that. Not all the answers at once, but enough to know which direction to move. Enough to feel the ground beneath you become solid in an area where it has felt uncertain. Be open to the unexpected source. The Page of Swords does not always bring messages through the channel you are watching most closely. And the final card is the Four of Cups. I want to read this carefully, because in a reading filled with beginnings and acceleration and celebration and arriving messages, the Four of Cups is the card that requires the most personal honesty. The Four of Cups shows a figure sitting with arms folded, eyes down, while a hand extends from a cloud offering a cup, and the figure doesn't see it. Not because it isn't there, because they are looking at the ground. I sense that for some people watching this reading, there is a risk of missing what is being offered, not because the offering isn't real. It is real, this entire reading has confirmed that. But because past disappointment has created a particular kind of guardedness, a way of protecting yourself from hope that has started to function as a filter on reality, a habit of assuming that things which look promising will probably turn out the way the disappointing things did. I need to say this directly. That filter is not wisdom. It is old pain wearing the costume of caution. And it can cause you to sit with your arms folded in front of something genuinely good while it waits for you to look up. Look up. The cup being offered in the Four of Cups is not a repeat of what hurt you before. It is not the same thing, dressed differently. The Ace of Wands and the Four of Wands and the Knight of Wands do not set the stage for disappointment. They set the stage for something real, something that has been assembled specifically for the version of you that exists right now, with everything you have learned and survived and built. The good news is not a trick. The thing coming toward you is not going to disappear the moment you believe in it. You are allowed to let yourself feel this, to anticipate this, to receive this with your whole self, rather than the guarded, one-foot-back version that has kept you safe, but also kept you at arm's length from your own life. Put down the armor, open your hands. Something very, very good is almost here, and you have earned every bit of it. Leave a comment and tell me, what good news are you calling in right now? Like this, if you felt it. Subscribe for more readings and share this with someone who needs to be told today that something good is on the way. See you in the next one.